I'm back, and it is time. It is time for cuffing season. Yes, it is. Halloween is over, which means it is now time for Christmas, which means it is now time for cuffing season. Cuffing season is my favorite season. Actually, no, summer is my favorite season. Cuffing is the time where we get cozy and cuddly. If you live in the UK, you go to Winter Wonderland on a date, find a date, take them to Winter Wonderland, have a little cutesy little marshmallow and chocolate, have a little beer or a cider or a hot chocolate if you don't drink. Cuffing season is a time where everyone who was single over summer decides that it's now time to get cozy with a certain someone before they end up single again for summer. It's a cycle. We know it's a cycle. However, cuffing season is also a time for people to meet their potential loved ones, their potential soulmates, their potential hubbies, wives. You never know. So it's a season that I like to celebrate. It's a season that you should be celebrating too. Let's start with the controversial quote of the week, which is obviously cuffing season inspired. Cuffing season is back. All side pieces need to be returned to their rightful owners. See you next summer. I couldn't agree more. Although, me being a hopeless romantic, I always feel like the cuffing season is going to last longer than cuffing season. It never does last further than cuffing season.
If you love me, let me fly away. Maybe I'll come back to you. Maybe I won't.
I actually love winter dates. I'm not going to lie. Like on a serious note, winter dates, I think, are better than summer dates. Like, okay, summer you can go to the beach on a date and you can like go to the pool and you can go to the club. The club, we all fam. If you get that reference, you get what I'm talking about. In the club, we all fam. Who doesn't love winter dates? Who doesn't get like spending the day with a significant other or a guy they've just met or a girl they've just met and cozying and cuddling on the sofa with blankets and hot chocolates and watching a movie, romantic movie, a horror movie. If you really want him to grab you tight, it has to be a horror because, you need to feel scared and he needs to look after you. But yeah, there's something about cuffing season that I'm obsessed with, It's that time where you really get down and you're like, you know what? I want someone for winter. I want someone to feel the love with, to feel the coziness with. And I'm not going to lie, I've been on some dates. I've been on a few dates actually to Winter Wonderland. If you don't know what Winter Wonderland is, it's basically a theme park in London, which is basically Christmas inspired. You can get hot chocolate, you can go and win prizes, you can play little like games. It's kind of like a theme park. They have roller coasters, they have karaoke, they have like drinks, bars, everything that you can dance there. They have live music and it's bloody massive. It's so big and people travel literally all over the world to go to Winter Wonderland. So if you haven't heard of it, you've been living under a rock. Winter Wonderland is the shit for dates, especially. I've been to Winter Wonderland. The amount of people holding hands and holding on to each other is actually sickening. They are probably all first dates, by the way. Me included, I have been on several first dates to Winter Wonderland. And has it been disgustingly cringe? Yes, it has. Did I love every single moment of it? Absolutely, I did. And I don't regret it. I just love the feeling of being really cold and going ice skating on a date and getting to know someone new. And you're like, oh, I'm cold. Or like, oh, like ice skating. Or, oh, let's go to like a bar and like get drunk on mulled wine. There's just something so cute and cozy about winter dates and winter dating. So if you're single right now and you're thinking, my God, I'm alone. I'm just really on my own right now and I don't know what to do about it. Girlie, get your ass off the seat. Get yourself on a dating app. Get yourself out there and have fun. Like go on a date with a guy to Winter Wonderland or wherever you live in the world. Go ice skating or go to like the countryside, to like a cute cabin in the woods. Obviously, if you've never met them for the first time, I do not recommend you going to the cabin in the woods with someone you've never met. However, if it's like a fifth date, absolutely go for it. Maybe not a first date. First date, a cute wine bar, really cutesy and cozy, just like drinking wine, red wine specifically, because I feel like that's a winter essential. No one really drinks white wine in the winter. And if you do, there's something wrong with you. Anyway, winter is now approaching. And I am single, and I'm thinking maybe it's time that I start getting back on the dating apps, you know? It's been a good 9 months. I'd say basically a year, you know, at this point. I feel like it's time that I go back on the dating apps and just have a little scavenge, you know? I'm a little bit scared of them just because I'm not really a massive fan of online dating, but the dates that I have been on, which have been online dates, like from dating apps, have been really good. I've never had a bad word to say about them. They've been amazing guys. And still to this day, we're in contact and they're lovely, just not romantic. That's fine. But I really want to go and just like experience winter dates again. I just feel like for the experience, like for the plot. I'm 25. I'm never going to be 25 again. You're never going to be 25 again. You're never going to be whatever the age you are. You may as well enjoy it. And that's not me saying go out and like go crazy and go on millions of different dates. But I think experiencing like that cuffing season is so fun, even if it doesn't last forever. Like nothing in this world lasts forever. Let's be real. I'm not going to be all depressing on you, but nothing in life lasts forever. Everything in life is temporary. Let's have fun with it, you know? I mean, obviously marriage can last forever, but unless you get married in the next lifetime, that's going to end one day because one of you is going to die. Not to be morbid or anything, but realistically speaking, you know, you either grow together or you grow apart. But if you are single right now and you are thinking about going out and dating and having some fun winter dates, I recommend these things. Number 1, ice skating. Obviously, he's got to plan the date. I don't recommend that you plan it unless you're a control freak and want to know exactly what's going on. Ice skating, number 1. Number 2, a fair, like a theme park or something, you know? Number 3, the cinema. I actually really like as a cozy little date. I get you're not really getting to know each other, but maybe go for dinner beforehand and then go to the cinema. So like you've gotten to know each other at the dinner and then afterwards you go to the cinema. That's actually quite a good in between. Also, I love watching movies and I feel like going to the cinema during winter, everyone's eating popcorn, like, and there are some cinemas now where you can like order mulled wine or you can order like champagne or you can order like a warm beverage, like a tea. And it just gives you that like cuffing season winter date, which I'm craving right now. Like I'm craving a winter date. I'm craving like walking around in my, you know, overalls and like big fur coats, faux fur, obviously, faux fur coats and like big scarves and hats and gloves and just like walking around in the snow if you have snow where you live. If you don't have snow, then imagine snow. And just like getting to know someone and having a great time. I went on this date once to Winter Wonderland actually with a guy that I met from Raya. This was like 3 years ago. It's the only guy I've ever gone on a date with from Raya. So if you're listening to this right now or your friends are listening to this right now, kudos to you. I'm genuinely not joking. You were the only person I went on a date with from Raya. And it was so cute. Like it was so romantic. And we went on, I think we went and got mulled wine and we just sat and like watched life go by in the theme park. We actually did go on some rides as well and that was really fun. But it was really, really cute. It was, yeah, I just feel like everyone should have that experience, like going on a date with someone and having a cute time. But yeah, I feel like winter is a time to cuff. It's time to get down, get serious. It's not summer anymore. All the ex-singles in the summer, now we all want to get cuffed up. I particularly don't mind if I don't get cuffed up just because I'm very happy being single at the moment and I'm not going to be settling. However, if you are interested, definitely try it out. I really want to get to know someone new. I think that would be nice. Or maybe several people. Because right now I haven't really been. I've just been kind of very focused on work and very focused on my life. And this summer was like, I was very single, but I was also very much with my family the whole time. So I went on like 2 dates this summer and they were nice, but like it was the summer. And like, I don't live in the same country as them. So I'm not going to continue unless they want to travel to London all the time. But that's just not, you know, it's just not feasible for them or for me. So now I'm like, I don't know. I do, usually tend to jump from relationship to relationship. So this is kind of a challenge for me to stay single because I've had offers. Okay. I've had offers. Your girl's wanted. She is wanted by people. But I've not been I've been kind of bad on my phone, firstly. I'm not very good at messaging back guys right now because I just can't be bothered. Like, genuinely can't be bothered. Like, I'm so focused on my work and my job and my career and my life that, like, someone will message me and I just will forget to reply for days. Not just because I don't like them, but because it's a lot of effort dating. It is a lot of effort. You have to put your energy into someone else that you don't know is going to last. And usually, from my track record, as we all know, has not lasted. So it's like, why am I wasting my time? However, I need to have faith. And I feel like I need to see the glass as half full. Because if you see the glass as half full, you're going to attract people who also see the glass as half full. Whereas if I go out into the dating world with a negative outlook, which also you shouldn't go out into the dating world with a negative outlook because you will only see the negative if you are negative. Whereas if you go out there, you don't even have to meet guys on dating apps. You can just meet them out. Like, it's not that difficult. Just go out to your local bar and you'll find some. You'll find some men. You'll find them. Trust me. They're out there. They are out there and they're looking for you, right? You don't have to look for them. They'll come running after you. I don't chase, I attract. Remember, ladies, I don't chase, I attract. What is meant for me will simply find me. And I literally live by that because when I'm dating right now, actually, this is a really fun tip to do. If you are dating right now and you are single right now, when you go on a date with a guy or you go on several dates with a guy or girl, after you've like gotten to know them a little bit, I always ask the universe or God or Allah or whoever you believe in. But I ask the universe myself. I write down in my diary and I'm like, if this person is meant for me, please give me a sign. And if this person, please universe, if this person is not meant for me, please remove them from my life as quickly as possible. And I have friends who also do this kind of like, not work, but like ask the universe or God these questions. And I swear to God, the guys get so instantly removed. It's actually crazy. Like one of my friends, she was like, yeah, I literally ask God after I've been on a date with a guy or a few dates with a guy, I will literally ask God and be like, God, please remove this man from my life if he is not my divine partner. Because she's looking for a husband. And by God, do they get removed real quick. And she's been single now for like 3 years, I think. And I think she's also celibate, or she's been celibate for a year or something. But yeah, like they get removed that quick from her life because all you have to do is ask, is this person right for me? Then again, you can also go dating just for the sake of dating. But right now I've gotten to a point in my life, I'm 25. Like I don't want to just keep dating for the sake of dating. Like I am dating to marry. Like I'm just putting that out there. If you're listening right now, I am dating to marry. I'm dating to meet my husband, to meet, the one. And I might be delulu for thinking that there is the one because apparently there is no one. There is just several soulmates. I was having a podcast episode with the sunflower and Chidera, she was like, there is no such thing as the one. And I was like, oh, but I believe in love. I believe in the one. I don't know if that's just because I'm delusional and like to believe in the fairy tale Disney princess idea of love and relationships. But I genuinely do believe in the one. And yeah, I've gotten to a point where I don't want to just date to have fun and like date someone for a few months and then finish dating. I want to settle down. Like I want to have a family and I want to have kids. But I'm not going out of my way to date, if that makes sense. Like I'm just taking whoever comes into my life at that time and is like, I'd like to take you out, I will say yes. And I'll be like, yeah. Obviously, if I don't like you, I'm going to say no. But like if I'm interested and I'm interested to getting to know you, I will say yes. I'm not like completely 100% against dating. But you might also be at a stage in your life where even if you're older, even if you're like 32 and you're listening to this podcast and you're like, I actually don't want to settle down right now and I do want to have fun. Dating can be so much fun. And especially cuffing season dating can be so much fun. And winter dating can be so much fun. And being cozy with someone doesn't mean it has to last forever, but just like having intimacy with someone is so nice. It is really nice. we're just going to take a pause there and we'll be back after this break. I feel like I'm putting myself out there. I go to events. It's not like I stay at home all day. I mean, sometimes I do literally not leave the house for a week because I simply do not want to leave the house because I don't feel like it, because I just want to stay at home and make content and spend time with my family and my dog. But then there's other times where I'm out all the time at events. And if the opportunity were to arise, it would. If the universe would want to put the man of my dreams in front of me, he will. I don't need to go on a dating app to do that particularly, but I guess it works for everyone. I have friends who have met their husbands on dating apps. I'm very, very, very happy. I have met friends who've met their partners on a plane, sat next to each other, just like that. I've had friends who've met their partners at a bar. Oh no, my best friend met her boyfriend at the club. She met him at the club and they've been together for 5 years now. Love you, Nicole. She's definitely not listening to this because she doesn't listen to any of my stuff, even though she's my best friend. It's fine. It's fine. But yeah, so for those of you who are single, I assume most of you listening to this podcast are single. If you are in a relationship or a situationship, I feel sorry for you if you're in a situationship. Please get out of that situationship. I just don't believe in situationships. I've never been in one. I will never be in one. I'm like, you either want to marry me or nothing. Like that's my mindset. You're either obsessed or you're gone. Like simple, full stop. Like I do not believe in situationships. I think situationships are a waste of time, number one. Number two, I think situationships are for people who don't want to settle because they think that there's better and the grass is greener, which is just sad. You don't want to date someone who's unsure of you because they're waiting for the next best thing. Like that's not nice. I definitely don't want to be in a situation. I will never be in a situationship with someone. Like you either want me 100% or nothing. I've always been like that. That's why I've never been in a situationship, because I'm like, you either want to marry me or not. Okay, maybe not marry me, but like you either are obsessed with me or nothing. So if you are in a situationship right now, and it is cuffing season right now where people are cuffing, not in situationships, I recommend you either cuff that man down or he cuffs you down, or you let it go and you go dating again. Honestly, check out the shopping, check out the grocery stores and dating app. Honestly, check it out. Check out the shops. What's it got to offer? Because there could be someone who will want you 100%, who will say, I just want you. I'm not wish-washing around. I'm not, I don't know. I'm not ready for like a relationship right now. They're just not ready for a relationship with you. I'm really sorry to break into you. They are just not ready for a relationship with you, because if they really saw you as wifey, they would want to lock you down as quickly as possible so that you are not in the face of other men or women or whatever. Yeah, that's why I'm not such a fan of situationships, and especially during this time of the year where things are so romantic. I feel like life is just more romantic during winter, you know? Life is worth living, as Justin Bieber says. Life is worth living. Yeah, life is worth living. And not going to lie, I do get my little bout of seasonal depression during winter as well. We all do. It is darker. It is colder. It is a little bit more depressing, which means that's why people want to get intimate relationships more, because we're all slightly depressed here. It's dark. It's cold. It's wintry. Having someone who's going to just give us a little cuddle and a kiss, it just makes it easy. It makes it easier going through the winter months. And I know I sound really bad when I say that, but we all just need a kiss and a cuddle when we're feeling down. Yeah. So I don't blame you if you feel like, and I will never blame you if you feel like you just want to have a random date with a random guy and then, date them for a bit and just because you're a bit lonely. It's okay. We all get lonely. I get lonely. I get lonely a lot. I was on my flat for the first time the other day after being away for like a month, and I cried. I probably shouldn't be telling you this, but I cried because I felt so alone with my thoughts. And like, yeah, it can be lonely. If it's cold and dark and wintry and you're just like in your place on your own, it can get really, really lonely. And yeah, I guess having someone there to distract you from your loneliness, okay, it's not the best thing in the whole world, but it's a little short-term cure for, a little bit of sadness. Obviously, in the long term, you need to work on yourself, right? I need to work on myself for sure. Like I'm talking to myself actually right now because the fact that I can't sit in my flat on my own, and if you are someone who lives on their own and you hate your own company, that's really worrying, because we should all love our own company. I personally am learning to love my own company, but this year's been a pretty hard year for me, and sometimes I just need the distraction. I'm only human. Like, I sometimes just need the distraction from my own thoughts, because I've been going through a lot emotionally this year with stuff that I don't want to talk about quite yet, which I will talk about one day. But I feel like that side of my life, I do just want to keep private. But yeah, this year's been like the toughest year of my life, emotionally, mentally, and being alone. I don't know if you can relate to this, if you've also been through a hard time this year, but being alone is really difficult. And I feel like it's not terrible to want to date people to not feel so lonely. Obviously, it's not a long-term cure, but it helps relieve the pain a little bit. Don't beat yourself up about it. Like, everyone needs something to like feel whole, I guess. And I think the ultimate lesson is, how do we become whole on our own without needing validation from someone else? Whilst we are going on that journey of self-love together, I think it's okay to sometimes want that external validation. Obviously not all the time, but sometimes it's nice to have someone tell you you're pretty, or someone that to like you back, especially in the dating world. It's nice, it's validating. Don't get me wrong, but it shouldn't be the whole, it shouldn't be everything in your world. That's why I'm not 100% dating, because I want to be so comfortable with myself and my values and my self-worth that I am up here at a level so high that only someone with high values and a high level of self-worth can only meet me up there as well. Because if I have a low self-esteem and low self-worth, I'm going to be met and attract someone who also has low self-esteem and low self-worth. So that's why I'm kind of taking my own time with actively dating. I'm not actively dating. I'd say I'm passively dating, which means passively dating is kind of like when you're not looking for anything, but I don't know, people turn up in your life and want to take you out, and it just happens very, very naturally. Not often, but it happens. It's been happening like once a month for me, where a guy's been really interested in taking me out. And I haven't said no, but I also have been very vocal in the fact of like, I'm not ready to enter a relationship right now. I'm only ever going to be entering a relationship now I know I'm in love with the person. I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings. I don't want to lead anyone on. I don't want to play any games with anyone. Like, that is another thing that I've been doing dating recently. I used to really date with an ego. And I feel like recently it's been really hard, don't get me wrong, because I've had to push my ego aside. But I've definitely been dating with more of an open communication stance point, as in like saying how I actually feel instead of holding it inside and holding a grudge against people and acting with ego and being defensive and like, you know, if someone does something that I don't like, instead of just like retreating and retaliating and just being a bitch, basically, I'm a lot more self-aware and a lot more empathetic towards the other person's situation, which me like a year ago would have never acted like I am acting now. I feel so mature in my dating decisions that it's like, I honestly don't recognize myself. And I think part of that has to do with going through a really tough time with past relationships. And I feel like everything happens for a reason in life. And if you have been through hardship in love and you've had really difficult past relationships, everything happens for a reason. Like, I promise you, everything happens in your favor. And you needed to go through that. You needed to go through what you're going through or what you went through in order to learn some really, really valuable life lessons that you can now bring with you like a tool in your toolkit to then use in your next relationship, which is going to help that relationship so much. This is what I'm experiencing, at least. And before I was like, oh, why did this happen to me? Why did I have such bad experiences with love? Because, and I'm only 25, by the way, like, some of these lessons like people learn in their 30s, and I had to learn it now because this is just the way my life has turned out. These experiences, my past experiences, have helped me so much, and your past experiences are going to help you so much in finding actual, real, true love and actually navigating relationships in a really healthy way and setting healthy boundaries. And I feel like dating also does help with that. I feel like if you don't date anyone and you just like keep to yourself, you also learn through experience. And I feel like people who say, oh, don't date anyone, don't just be celibate, don't date anyone, just keep yourself in like a little like hole in the wall and just be a worm at home and just don't date. I don't agree with that. I think you should go out there and I think you should experience everything that life has to offer and all the dating that the world has to offer. Not a date every single week, but being open and being receptive to the things that life brings you, I think is so important, especially in the dating world. And cuffing season is an amazing opportunity to enjoy that because everyone is out and about. Everyone is dating more statistically than they are in warmer months because part of it has to do actually with seasonal depression. People need more love and attention and care. A little bit of TLC. So maybe take that leap of faith. Who knows? Maybe you'll meet someone really, really nice and give them a chance. If you're not ready, that's also so understandable. I'm not ready. I keep saying I need to go on the dating apps again, but I'm just not ready yet. I don't know if I will be for a while, and that's fine. Everyone has their own time scale, but it's all down to you and it's down to your choices, and do what makes you happy this cuffing season. So yeah, if you really liked this episode, please, I would love to see you share it on your Instagram story. I check my DMs all the time. So if you did really like this episode, share it on your story. I will repost it. I love reposting your guys' DMs and your stories. So yeah, please share the love, spread the love. And also follow the podcast on Spotify, Apple Music, and subscribe on YouTube if you really like watching me on YouTube. I love you so much. I hope you're well and hope you're slaying life as you should, Queen. And I'll see you next week for next week's podcast episode. See you.
Maybe I won't.